Okay, so to do the first row, we're going to be doing the double half hitch. So it's going to be a half hitch twice as we go across. So we're going to take the far right cord, and what you want to do is, since this cord is going to be, let me get this pin out, since this cord is going to go straight across, and then all of these smaller cords right in here are going to wrap around twice as a half hitch knot, we want to be able to keep this cord nice and straight right here. Okay, otherwise it's going to squeeze your macrame like this, which is what you don't want. You want the macrame to be nice and straight, your sampler macrame. So I put this pin here sideways right there diagonally, so that when I pull on it, it's only, you know, reinforcing the pin. So we're going to go for this first row, we're going to go over, then under, and then through. And we're going to do that twice for each one. So, and the trick is to really get this nice and tight right in there, nice and tight. So again, over, under, and through, and we have that nice and tight. And you're going to see that it's like two loops with a string in the cord in the middle. So now we go to the next one, over, under, through, right, over, under, through, next cord, over, under, through, over, under, through, and you're noticing that I'm keeping my hand here, and you see my thumb, I'm holding this cord as I pull, because as I pull it wants to go down, but if I hold the cord, then I can really pull it tightly right there. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you guys can see a little bit of what's happening. Right, so again, I'm going to go over, under, through twice, and then what I'm going to do right here, you see, I have my thumb on this long cord, and then here I'm pulling it so I can get it nice and tight right in there. And I'm going to do that twice. Don't forget to keep count. You want to do twice for each one. Over, under, through. Zoom out a little bit. And you want to avoid too much spacing up in here. So you want to make sure it's nice and tight up to the top. So I have to pull down this cord as well. Now at some point you may notice that it's starting to drag down a little bit. So you may want to put another pin right in here to hold it. But if you've got these two pins up here and we're down here, you may not need to. But as we work down and we're down over in here with the macrame, you may need to put another few pins right in the middle, just to stabilize, to keep it nice and tight and taut as you pull. Because macrame has a lot of pulling. So we got that. Almost done here. And sometimes it's difficult with the twine, or depending on the type of cord you're using. True macrame cord is nice. It's very smooth. It's not as rough as twine. Twine is, it is challenging, but it's also very economical and inexpensive. It may not last for a very long time, but for our purposes and what we're doing here, it's for just a sampler and to start getting used to this idea of the knotting. You can see over here has like a big knot right in here. So, let me see. And we're at the last cord here. We're going to go, and that one is the long cord. Cord number 1 on the sampler is 80 inches long, whereas the other cords are going to be a lot smaller, about 36 inches long or so. Okay. Alright. Now, what we're going to need to do, and I'll just pull this out just to show you, is you can see that we're going to start the other way, and we're going to do another row going the other way. And you can see right here that we're going to put a pin here and then go the other way, and this time it's going to be over, under, and through, over, under, and through again. So we'll put the pin right here, but what I like to do is, instead of putting the pin like this and having the cord wrap around, it's kind of nice to just go ahead and like even pin the cord itself, so you can really stabilize. And notice that I'm doing this pin sideways, right? I'm not sideways and slightly down, sideways and down. So when I pull, it's good to go. And the same thing happens now going the other way. So I'm going to start off and we're going to go the other way. So I'm going to pull this cord this way, and what's going to happen is I'm going to go over, then under, and then through. Over, under, through. Don't confuse the cords now, right? So over, under, through, keeping this right there, and once again over, under, and through the hole. So, wow, this is a long cord. Alright, so over, under, through, right? And one more. You're going to do that for each cord now. So you're going to go over, under, through. Keep this cord straight. Don't let this cord dangle while you're pulling it. Not like that. Keep it nice and straight, like as if it was a wooden pole. Okay? You're going to do that twice. And when you do it twice, see how I'm holding it right here? I'm pinning this while I pull here, so that I'm not constantly pulling there. I'm just going to pull that, and then now I can really tighten this up. And I want it to be close right here. I don't want it to be dragging downward. I want it to be nice and tight with this top. Right? Okay. So pretty much this is what we're doing going across. So you can see that pins are great. They help keep things together, all these pins that I have. And what's also good to know is that your hands, at times your hands are going to be, let's back it up a little bit. At times your hands are going to be like holding, and the other one is going to be doing the dancing, or this one holds and the other one does the dancing. So you just kind of have to use both hands equally. Now, go ahead and continue and finish all the way across, and then we'll get to the next step. But again, the trick is keep this nice and straight, and don't let it drag downward as you're doing the knots. Keep the knots up, up. Push them up.